Are we live? We're live. We are live. Sorry, people. I had to quickly do something. But you know what? Better late than never. We're here. What's the time? 2 minutes past 8. Sorry. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. But welcome to the Friday session live. We're doing a lot for this Fury White video. We're giving it more promotion than bloody BT Sports did. Quickly put my phone on silent. We're on silent. All right, let's quickly go. Let's get into this. Let's read out some of the messages that have come through already. You know what we do. We go through the messages first, and then we start having the conversation. Even though Friday night session with a live watch along Saturday. Yeah, let's not forget, we are doing the live watch along tomorrow. It gets underway at 8 o'clock. Pure boxing filth. I think Fury seems way too relaxed for my liking, like when Rocky lost the eye of the tiger. Look, I guess there's a conversation to be had. Is he a bit too relaxed? Is he? I think he's just very confident. I don't look at it as relaxed. I look at it as a man that is almost at his peak, and maybe he just thinks that, you know what, as good as I am, I'm way better than Dillian Whyte. So there's no need to throw tables and be angry faced. I'm just very, very good right now. Haida Arada. White's body attack is something Fury has never faced, which is why it's interesting. Still lean towards Fury, though. Let's see if White can get to him. Obviously, Fury looks a lot leaner. What is he, 18 stone 10, which suggests that he's in good shape. But 18 stone 10 is still big, but Fury, we know, is fought a lot heavier than 18 stone 10. So White, I think, will be on his, Fury will be on his tiptoes. He'll be moving around the ring. So White's got to be able to close the gap, close that distance, and get in for those body shots. And when he gets in, Fury's smart. Fury's just going to tie him up, put all that weight on him. We got a good fight, though. We got a good fight. Andrew says Dillian body shots will be vulnerable to counter right hand jab and overhand right. You know what? You are right, Andrew, but he's just got to do what he's got to do. If that's his method of attack, which is to attack the body, and you know he's going to get caught coming in, he's got to get caught coming in. That's it. There's not much he can do. He can't stay on the outside and try and have a boxing match with a boxing master. It's just not possible. So he's got to do what he can do. Amandeep Jahal says, even at a hype now, promo has been lacking. What do you make of the weights? Yeah, promo has been poor. It has been. I know some people don't care. I've seen some of the videos I put up where a lot of you don't care about the promo. Some of you do, but the promo has been poor. Weights are interesting. Dillian Whyte's very heavy. I've literally just filmed, and I've said Dillian Whyte's obviously built for destruction. He's going in there and he's going to try and be a wrecking machine. 18 stone 1 is heavy. It's heavy. Like that would be too heavy for me for AJ, and AJ is a couple of inches taller than Dillian Whyte, so it's definitely heavy. But he looks fit. The weight looks like it's been distributed very well. Like every time AJ weighs a lot, it looks like AJ is very bulky and maybe a bit too heavy. Whereas Dillian Whyte looks actually still quite lean with the weight. So they their game plan is to rough up Tyson Fury and they don't want Tyson Fury to bully them. Whereas Tyson Fury has been a bully, doesn't he? He bullies you, he gets you on the ropes, he put elbows in your faces. I think they're trying to say, no, we're not going to be bullied. So we'll see. Lee the Ball Guy says, yes, you bald, beautiful bastard. This fight is happening. And I honestly thought it would not, but glad it is. I got Fury by stoppage round 8 to 10. Why? Ring IQ, my friend. He will break White. I've said that as well. I said I think Fury will get rid of Dillian Whyte 10-11. I think Fury might have to get off of his ass. He might have to. But I think in the end, Fury has gears that other boxers don't have. Like he's got literally, I don't know, most boxers tap out at gear 6. Fury's like a fucking Bugatti. He can go to 7, 8, 9. He really can. So I expect Fury to come through some adversity. But in the end, you are looking at the best heavyweight on the planet. And I think he will prove that on Saturday night. Davey D, nobody, Dillian Whyte, let's go. Look, Dillian Whyte's got his opportunity, man. And if Dillian Whyte were to beat Tyson Fury, look, it's not as big as an upset as Ruiz beating AJ or Buster Douglas beating Mike Tyson or even Hassan Rahman beating Lennox Lewis all those years ago. But it's a big, big upset. There is no rematch clause. So I don't know if Fury will try and, get that title back or Dillian Whyte wants to then take on Deontay Wilder. Does Wilder want a shot of a WBC title? Or does he fight the winner of a... Like, if Dillian Whyte wins, it's jackpot. So as much as he's moaning about the split now, getting 20%, which still works out to be £8 million or dollars, if he wins, his next fight, he's making 30 million. His next fight, Dillian Whyte is, and I say it again, if Dillian Whyte wins, his next fight is making 30 million because the options are too big. The options are a Tyson Fury rematch where Dillian Whyte's the A side. The options are the winner of AJ Usyk. The option is Deontay Wilder. The options could even be Andy Ruiz if Andy Ruiz gets past Luis Ortiz. So many options for Dillian Whyte. So he won't even think about the 8 million if he wins. He won't. And it won't be 8, will it? It'll be another 4. It'll be 12 million. Samuel Harrison says, thoughts on John Fury after this week. You know, your son's fighting. You're going to be a bit amped up. Plus, he's a smart kid. He's, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. Is that what they say? He's trying to promote the fight and push it. Deep down, he's not going to do anything. He can threaten all these guys as much as he wants. Like it was threatening David Haye. I mean, if David Haye throws a right hand, there'll be no more John Fury. So he's just there to hype up the fight, and he's done a good job at hyping up the fight. So I know some people think he's a bit cringe and this and that, but yeah, he's okay. What's this one? JRP says, I heard Gareth A. Davis kung fu kicked Ade from Wembley to Stratford. Oh, that's not true. If you go and watch the video, and what JRP saying, you can go and see the video. Go onto my Instagram page, Ade Oladipo. I put the whole video up of me and Gareth just not agreeing on a few things. Gareth said that Gareth didn't just say Dillian Whyte would be AJ. He said Joe Joyce would be AJ. He said other heavyweights. And I was like, no, I'm not accepting that. No way. Like, you can't disrespect AJ because he lost to Usyk like that. I mean, I said, look, there's Tyson Fury, there's Alexander Usyk, then there's AJ. If you want an argument about Deontay Wilder, okay, that's a fair argument, but I'm not accepting Dillian Whyte and Joe Joyce will be AJ. So we had that debate live on air. It was a bit more than a debate. It got a bit heated, but it's all fun and games. It's all fun and games. Leaderboard guy says, this Fury playing nice is all Fury playing possum. Of course, there is respect there, but he's keeping Whyte calm, reverse mind games. It is, but Dillian Whyte knows that, I think. I think Dillian Whyte's got people around him that understand that. And look, again, do we want a bit of fireworks at press conferences and weigh-ins? Of course we do. But there's going to be fireworks on Saturday night. You just know it's going to be. Like, all this nice stuff is all well and good, but they've got to fight. And they will fight. These guys are going to throw hands, and I think it's going to be violent. Like, Dillian Whyte's tagline is that he brings maximum violence. And we already know that Tyson Fury can get into a scrap as well. So, yeah, it's okay. I don't mind the fact that, there's all these niceties. Andrew says there's only one Tyson Fury. Yes, you are correct. Rowan Perry says, evening, Mr. Oladipo. Evening, brother. Neil Smith says, what's up, Ade? Looking forward to your thoughts after the weigh-in. Yeah, look, was interested at the weigh-in. Again, I just said this at the top, but Dillian Whyte was a lot heavier than I expected him to be. I think Dillian Whyte, 17.5 stone, is a good 18-1. I mean, can he carry that for 12 rounds? And he might have to. He just doesn't want to be bullied by Tyson Fury. So they put on that extra weight just in case Tyson Fury tries to make this into like a bit of a wrestling match. And Dillian Whyte is strong. He's very strong, but a bit heavy. Tyson Fury's weights, I think, is fantastic. 18 stone. What was it? 18-10? Light, nimble. Tyson Fury's looking good. William Jones says, Eden Addy, what a weekend to be alive. My man, every day is a good day to be alive, but yeah, the weekend should be extra special. Don't forget, live watch along tomorrow at 8 o'clock. It's going to be fun. Christopher Klaus says, good evening, Addy. Quarantine sucks big time. Who's in quarantine? Geez, have you got the COVID? I will pray for you, brother. Fingers crossed you recover quickly. Usman Mahmood says, what up, Ade? Laura Kavanagh in the building. Evening, Ade. Evening, Laura. Cy H. Fury fights in front of 94,000 at Wembley. In the same week, Ricky Hatton and the Cheeky Girls make a comeback. What a crazy world. Yeah, I'm actually going to Ricky Hatton's press conference. Obviously, he's fighting Marco Antonio Barrera, right? I'm going to that press conference on Sunday in central London just to do a little sit-down interview with him for TalkSport. Yeah, let's see what he says. I don't understand what he's doing, if I'm honest with you. But look, we'll see what he says. Could be fun, could be silly, whatever word. Again, guys, you know how it works. If the super chats come in, we will get to those just out of respect for the people that do the super chats, but we will then go straight back to where we were. So super chat has just come in from Saeed M. Says, sorry, bro, can't stick around. Got to break my fast. Of course, yes, go and break it, brother. What do you reckon about everyone pretty much writing off AJ? No one seems to rate him anymore. Weird. Find it weird. You know what it is? Obviously, look, there is this thing about AJ's been a bit indifferent in the last few months, hasn't he? With the trainer, with some interviews, and maybe that's what it is. Everyone's waiting to see what trainer is going to do. Everyone's waiting for the fight to be announced. I think it's just a frustration. I don't think they've written AJ off. It's just a case of, what have you done for me lately? And AJ, unfortunately, he's done nothing lately. And I think people just have short memories. AJ's still a fantastic fighter. He just wasn't great on the night. Let's see if he can run it back. He's proven people wrong before. This time it's going to be, I think, even harder, but we'll see. We'll see. All right. 2 seconds. What's this one? Lamin Seho says, good evening, Ade. Yin Yang Daz says, DAZN Vabania screen 1. Obviously, a DAZN are in Italy right now. My boy Chris Lloyd and Darren Barker out there. Ade on screen 2. Those little shows that DAZN do in Italy and Barcelona. I'm going out for one in Barcelona, May 21st. Should be fun. May 20th. May 20th should be fun. Jake Parsons in the building. Hi, Ade. Hi, Jake. Sammy Pavley says, yes, Ade, how you doing, bro? Good. Good, man. Very, very good. Looking forward to all the boxing. We've got so many great fights coming up. Karma Serene, the lovely Karma. Good evening, Ade. Good evening, Karma. Yeah, so many fights coming up. Like, literally, it's back to back. Like, I fly out, so lucky, but I fly out to America on Wednesday to cover the Katie Taylor Serrano card. I then stay for a few more days to do the Canelo Bivol card. Like, literally, fights back to back to back. Crazy. Martin Butler says, even Ade and all boxing fans. That's everyone then. Ad Dub says, Ade, evening, mate. Whyte to drop Fury in 3rd. And okay, you need to finish that off. Whyte to drop Fury and Fury don't get up, or Whyte to drop Fury? Like, I think Whyte drops Fury, but I think Fury gets up. And that's when Fury then just becomes the Undertaker and does what he does. But I think Whyte drops Fury. Are you saying you think Whyte drops Fury and Fury stays down? In which case you should have said knockout Dillian Whyte. I don't know. I don't know if that happens. David E, the whole promotion from BT Sport has been poor. Just goes to show how good of a job Eddie Hearn has been doing. Yeah, I think Eddie and just the Matchroom team, I actually speak to a lot of the social media guys and the camera guys for Matchroom, and it's a massive team. And so that's why they're very good at doing all those kind of behind the scenes stuff, because they put a lot of effort and stock into it. Obviously, Matchroom have their own YouTube channel as well. So they, even without the DAZN promotion, and obviously when it was with Sky, the Sky promotion, Matchroom obviously have worked on doing their own YouTube channel. And it's something that I feel like Queensbury need to do more of. They do some, but I think they need to do more of it. You can't rely on the broadcasters to do all the promotion for you. You've got to do it. So I think Frank, look, speaking to Frank today, I think he knows more needs to be done. I think he will eventually do a lot more. But yeah, it's been poor. It's been poor. Bucks Monday Caster says, even that they love the live streaming. Thank you, my man. I wanted to do another one because we haven't done a lot for a long time. And obviously I done it again to remind everyone, tomorrow we are doing the live watch long, which I can't wait. I can't wait. Kelvin T says, hi, Ade. Whyte beats AJ right now. You're fanboying. I don't know how people let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at the last performances. So, you know what the thing is about Dillian Whyte? Although Dillian Whyte has had some good wins, very good wins, he's kind of had to kind of dig. He's struggled in all of those. Like, if you think of even the Derek Chisora one, obviously knocked out Chisora, but struggled in that, got beat by Povetkin, done well to kind of come back and beat Povetkin, but Povetkin, like, I mean, AJ got rid of Povetkin quite comfortably, I think. Oscar Rivas, who's now a Bridgerweight champion. Well, Joseph Parker. I mean, look, Dillian Whyte's a good fighter, and I think he's getting better. But I mean, come on, man. I personally think AJ sleeps him. I really do. I'm not, and I'm not just saying that as an AJ fanboy, as all Nigerian. I just feel like AJ beats him. But you never know. Look, it's a good fight. Good fight. Lamine Seho says, patiently waiting for Iftar. Keep going, brother. Keep going. Martin Butler says, Fury lighter than I expected by about 8 pounds. You're Fury, very light, very, very light. Lean in the face. I knew Fury was going to be a bit light, not this light. When I interviewed him, it's about a month ago, wasn't it? I interviewed him when the first press conference was, which with Dillian Whyte didn't turn up for. He looked lean in the face then. Still looked a bit round, but lean in the face. And I knew that, you know, he's been working in camp. For as much as Fury, you know, puts out those clips where he's having fun and joking in camp with Joseph Parker and Tommy Fury, he's clearly working in camp hard. So yeah, looks in great shape. Looks in great shape. Christopher Scott says, not going to pay for the fight. His times are tough at the moment. So thank you for doing the live stream. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. It's a lot of money. 25 quid's a lot of money. So yeah, pass by the live stream. And as I said, I will commentate. I will do my best job. It might not be Adam Smith or Andy Clark, but we'll get something done. Team Banchamek says, you handle Gareth like a boss, Ade. You're getting better and better at this TV game. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. I wasn't letting Gareth try and mug me like that. Nah, blood. It can't happen. Tamid Udin says, I like Whyte, but he's sloppy. If you look at it, and I feel Fury will pick him apart. Yes, I 100% agree with that statement. Whyte gets very, very sloppy with his work. Very. Like, there are some times when you're watching Dillian Whyte and he almost sometimes he looks like a novice when he's doing stuff. Even go and watch the Povetkin win. And I feel like against an elite fighter like Tyson Fury, look, Fury's not as sharp as an Usyk, don't get me wrong, but Fury's sharp. And I think against an elite fighter, you get sloppy and you leave openings, like the elite fighters are going to capitalize. And I think that's what Fury will do as well. So I'm with you. That's a very good point. Elliot McCollum says, what do you think happens if David Haye turns up? Big John won't be pleased. David Haye's working. David Haye's working for BT Sports. Big John's just saying it. David Haye's working. David was there for the press conference, for the weigh-in. It was there with Carl Frampton. So the team will be David Haye, Carl Frampton, and whoever else. David Haye's working. David Haye is Mr. BT Sports. He's working. There's nothing John Fury's going to be able to do about it. Nothing. Wesley Akumi says, good evening, Ade. Good evening, brother. What's that name? Shegun Johnson Afilaka, have I pronounced that correctly? I went to Wembley Box Park. The atmosphere was incredible. Yeah, I left there. I got there about 11:30, and it was already starting to build up. Bear in mind, Tyson Fury didn't get on the scales until like 2:30. That's 3 hours. And I left there at, what time did the show finish? I left there about 1:30, and it was packed. It was packed, great atmosphere. Music was playing. DJ Majestic, a good friend of mine, was spinning the decks. It was you just knew it was a big fight. It was a big sense of something special is going to happen. And I think something special will happen tomorrow. Jay Hurst says, Ade, just saw your argument with Gareth regarding Dillian beating him. Sorry to break it to you, but I think Dill sparks AJ at the moment. Man, people are sleeping on AJ, boy. People are sleeping. AJ needs to come back and just remind people. He needs to look destructive. Look, as much as I'm an AJ fan, I will admit, AJ in the rematch with Ruiz, AJ's not looked like what we think of AJ for a long time. Obviously, the first fight against Ruiz, we all know what happened. The second fight, I was there in Saudi Arabia. Very different AJ, very light. Remember, he came in like 16 stone 11 or something, which is ridiculous. The fight against Pulev, again, not destructive AJ, and then he got beat by Usyk. So I understand where people are getting this from. AJ just needs to kind of just remind people, remind a lot of his fans, remind myself. I'll always stick up for him, but you could be right. I mean, we haven't seen the best of AJ for a while now, so we'll see. Andrew says, I think partly why Fury is so relaxed is because this is the curtain call for Fury. Last big camp over and one last big night. You know what it is? There's that, and there's also, and Fury's spoken about this, and I think people maybe don't take this into consideration. Fury's from fighting stock. Like, that's all he's seen is fight. Like, his dad was a fighter. I don't think it scares him as much as it does other people. I speak to some fighters and they're very, very nervous before they're getting into the ring. I almost feel like that's Tyson Fury's playground. I don't think there's any fear when he walks through those ropes. Whereas you look at some other fighters, and you've seen it, some other fighters, there is a fear there. There's a genuine fear of, I'm going to go in the ring and I'm going to get hurt. And it's going to be painful and it's going to be horrible. I think Tyson Fury, in a very crazy way, enjoys that. Honestly, I don't think it scares him at all. And I think that's because he's from a fighting family, a fighting background. It's something he's always known. When you think of someone like AJ, AJ didn't start fighting until he was 18. And the only person that fought in his family was his cousin. And he started late as well. So yeah, I just feel like Fury's just not scared. Not scared at all. Amari J Gaming says, hi, Ade. Looking forward to tomorrow. I'm rooting for Dillian. Quite a few people are rooting for Dillian just to cause the upset, which would be one hell of an upset. Sand7 says, even Ade, non-stop working. Saw your talk with Gareth regarding Joshua versus White. You spoke well as per usual. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. I thought Gareth was a bit cheeky as well, a bit rude. He told me to calm down, calm down. What the fuck you talking to? I didn't say that, but that's what I was thinking. Lockie Bradford says, hope both Furies get knocked the fuck. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Matt Llewellyn says, really got a feeling White's going to cause an upset with that left hook after a clinch. Mate, it honestly can happen. It can happen. Don't sleep on Dillian Whyte knocking Tyson Fury out. Please don't. Uncle T Boxing says we might witness a masterclass tomorrow. From who? Uncle T, from who? Let me know. Are you saying from Fury, which I guess is what you're saying, or are you saying White to cause the upset? Let me know. John Cahill says, even that, did you see that video of Dillian standing next to John Fury thinking he was Bunsey? Yeah, I saw it. I think he was just taking a piss. He knew it was John Fury, but taking a piss. But I think that's the first time I've seen John not really want it. Like normally he's so aggressive. Like normally, he talks the talk. That was the first time. And maybe he's just showing respect to Dillian Whyte. But Dillian Whyte was there like, what are you going to do? And John didn't really want to do much, did he? Didn't want to do much, did he? I think he looked at Dillian and thought, you're quite big you are. Didn't want to do much. Oh, Jesus. Tamid Udin says, crazy thing, this fight does less pay-per-views than Bellew Hay. Yeah, but come on. Bellew Hay had 2 promotional masters. You don't get better at the art of promotion than David Hay and Tony Bellew. And this is what we're talking about. So not only are David Hay and Tony Bellew promotional masters, they also had the Sky Machine. They had the Sky Machine, they had the Matchroom Machine, they had Eddie Hearn. Think of all these things that Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte don't have. You got the Sky Machine, which means even when they're talking about Monday Night Football, you can put up a little clip of David Hay versus Tony Bellew live, all that shit. You then got Eddie Hearn, who's talking about it every second he can, not just on Sky, but with all the YouTubers. And Eddie Hearn can sell fucking sand to the Arabs. You then got Tony Bellew and David Hay doing it as well. It was a massive fight. It was a massive fight. So it doesn't surprise me in the least that this will do more pay-per-view numbers. Doesn't surprise me. Not at all. Bucks Monday Castle says Dillian has nothing to lose. He has to go all out. He will. If it gets desperate, say like it gets to round 8 and he's been outboxed completely, he will then throw the kitchen sink at Tyson Fury, which could be to his detriment, but he will go for it. But I'm thinking it'll be a close fight for a few rounds. Games You Love says hard to promote a fight with only one guy showing up. Yes, true. I agree with that. What does that say? I can't even read what that your name is. I think Dillian will do good until he gasses out. Yeah, Dillian always looks like he gets tired early and then needs a second win very, very quickly. We'll see what he does. Again, he's heavier than he normally is, so he might gas out. Not as heavy as he was against Marius Vac, but it was out of shape for that one. Remember all the drug issue, and that was his comeback fight. But he does look very big. Tamid Udin said, do you think AJ will be ringside? No, I don't. If there was any talks about AJ fighting the winner, then yes. But I'll be very, very surprised if AJ... In fact, he ain't ringside. No way. Leon, here for another live. Let's go. I'm putting a cheeky bet on White. A few people are. Luke Hudson says we missed out. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Good point, Luke. We missed out on the gloves are off style promo, but I have to say it's nice to see a big fight with so much respect between the two fighters. No drama or fake beef. Yeah, no, it doesn't need to be. But you're right. Imagine if we had a gloves are off for this. Oh my God. This is the kind of things I'm talking about. Gloves are off. We didn't get any of that. We didn't get any behind the scenes stuff from Dillian Whyte's camp. We didn't really see much from Tyson Fury's camp. I mean, again, look, it doesn't affect us. We're just going to watch it as fans. It doesn't mean anything. But for Frank Warren, not having all this promotion, I think's cost anywhere between 50 to 150,000 pay-per-view buys. If us hardcore fans, everyone that's on this right now, I'm guessing is a kind of hardcore fan, we're going to watch it. We're going to watch it. If we can financially. I know 25 quid's a lot to give. If we can watch it, we can. We're okay. They've sold it to us. I'm talking about the casuals, like the casuals. Some of them, and you need to sell it to them. They need to see something, and they haven't seen anything. So, yeah, I think they've lost on a lot. What's this one? The Wazza Beast So Fury's demeanor worries me this fight. He seems too comfortable. No, he doesn't need to be like wired the wrong way for this one. I mean, you only have to look at the weigh-in to realize that this guy is trained like a beast. He's trained like a beast for this one. If he loses, it's just because he's lost. It's not because he wasn't up for it or because he underestimated Dillian Whyte. We should kind of get rid of all those statements now. If he loses, it's because Dillian Whyte caught him with something that could put a house down. And Dillian Whyte's left hook, there is no one. AJ's got a very good left hook. AJ does that shot where he goes to the body and then swings to the left. But Dillian Whyte's left hook will put you out cold. TG says, you could see it's the Tyson Fury show. All Tyson fans in the weight and Dillian Whyte getting booed. Fury's got more fans than Dillian Whyte, regardless. So it's not necessarily the Tyson Fury show. It's just Fury's got way more fans than Dillian Whyte. I saw it. And a lot of people were there. As well, like Tyson Fury was like, he had like guys selling sort of Gypsy King hats and t-shirts. And mate, a lot of people were excited to see Tyson Fury back. Tyson Fury's gone to America and become a star. He's now come back. And let's see what happens now. Andrew says, G-Man predicts Whyte to win. A lot of people are. Tamid Udin says, people may dislike Eddie Hearn, but this fight shows how much he has missed. Yeah, I don't want to disrespect Frank. I mean, look, Frank has done his bit as well. They do it differently. I mean, Eddie's very, very good at speaking and talking. Frank's getting better at it. It's not, Frank probably never knew he would have to do this type of stuff, right? You probably would have expected his sons to take over, like Eddie's taken over from Barry. So Frank probably didn't even expect he'll be doing this at this stage of his career. So I think he's done okay, Frank. I think he's done okay. Look, at the end of the day, Frank and Tyson and Dillian Whyte have been able to sell 94,000, 90,000, whatever it is, tickets at Wembley Stadium. They've done an okay job. Could Eddie have done better? Yeah, Eddie wouldn't have sold more tickets. I'll tell you that now. He wouldn't have done that. Could Eddie have done a lot better on the promotional side? Yeah, absolutely. I've seen the Matchroom promotional team. It's a very good team. But Frank's done 94,000 tickets, and that needs to be applauded. Amandeep Jahal says, what did you make of the Dillian Whyte Suleiman exchange? I don't know if you guys have seen it. There's been this clip released. It's going on. It's kind of floating around socials now of Dillian Whyte almost putting it on Mauricio Suleiman a little bit. Mauricio Suleiman saying, why are you always talking about the past? And Dillian Whyte brings up, I should have got the Deontay Wilder fight. Dillian Whyte just needs to forget all of that right now. Forget it. Obviously, that was a couple of days ago. That was at the press conference. But forget all that stuff. You've got the fight. You're going to get real good money. And then let's see what you can do. AK Super Dope says, yes, Ade, is it me or does something seem slightly off or not quite himself? Who? Himself. Does he not believe 100% he can deal with Dillian? Oh, okay, Fury. Okay, just the fault. I don't know. I think he respects Fury a lot. He knows Fury, like when he says things about AJ, like AJ is a dosser and Deontay Wilder's a dosser, and he thinks AJ is just a pumped up bodybuilder. I think he knows that Dillian Whyte's the real deal. Like whether or not real deal in terms of boxing ability, I'm not quite sure. But I think he thinks he's a real deal in terms of that you don't fuck about that guy. And Dillian Whyte's, I think, has got that respect from Fury. So I don't think he's going to approach Dillian Whyte as he would a Deontay Wilder or AJ. I think there's a lot more respect there. They know each other well. Whyte spent time in his camp as well. So I think there's a respect there to the point where you don't need to sell things that aren't to be sold. I think they're good. Hot Pie says, I got Dillian in the second half of the fight. I'm seeing a few Dillian Whyte predictions here. A few. O.O. says, yo, Ade, thanks for shutting up Gareth A. Davis. He's an emotional fanboy. You schooled him. Now, I mean, look, Gareth's his own man, isn't it? As much as it's weird, like there's this weird thing for Gareth where some people take the piss out of him. Gareth, I work with Gareth. I've worked with Gareth now for about 2 years. We do a show called Fight Night Extra on TalkSport. Man, like this guy, I learned from him a lot. As much as he's a Fury fanboy, and I can say that now he is, but I've learned a lot from him in the last couple of years. He's taught me a lot about the industry, and I'm just being honest with you guys now. He's taught me a lot about the industry. He's taken me to the side and taught me a few things as well, things I should do and shouldn't do. And look, some things you listen to and some things you don't. But I have got a bit of respect for him because he doesn't need to do that. Obviously, he sees me as kind of a new face in the industry, and like I've come the YouTube world, and sometimes people kind of laugh at that, but he's shown me a bit of respect. So we will go back and forth. As much as I respect him, if I think he's wrong, I will go back and forth with him. But I will give him some credit as well. He's helped me a lot in the last year. We've done shows together for Talk Sport on like proper shows outside, so not studio. And I learned from him. I learned from him and Adam Cattrall and the rest of the team. But sometimes he does chat some shit. After all that, I will say that though. Sometimes he fucking chats some doo-doo. Elmer Benjamin, my money was on White by KO. Okay. Games You Love says, Hearn is the reason the promo has been shite. You Hearn fanboys are a joke. I don't quite understand what that means, but we'll move on. NHD says, let's hope that all the Kinham business hasn't put Fury off his game. I don't think it has. I don't think he's been grilled as much as I thought he would have been grilled. Like I think everyone's showing the Sky Sports interview with Carve Solokul. There's been a couple of people put questions at him, but when he bats it back, they stop. So I don't think he's been grilled like that. So I think it's okay. Sai H says, I don't buy the Fury retirement story for 1 minute. Just a way to make more money in his next fight. You said it Monday night, Addy. There's just too much money on the table for Fury to retire. Yeah, too much money and too many fights. Like even aside from money, there's too many fights out there. Like the obvious ones are AJ Usyk winners, but I mean, there's a fight potentially with Joe Joyce. There's potentially a fight with Hrgovic. You can build your resume. I think Fury still has a long way to go when we're talking about sort of competing with the all-time greats. He can build his resume and get into that conversation, but yeah, he's a bit behind for me. So super chat here from Jack Skinner. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Sorry, apologies, Jade Skinner. Sorry, Jade. I don't know where I got Jack there from. Super chat here from Mads as well. Says Spence versus Crawford is consolation for AJ versus Wilder. I still think there's an AJ Wilder fight to be made. I really do. Like even if AJ, sometimes you want, you got to win. AJ's got to win for it to be. Deontay Wilder's coming off back-to-back losses. Even if AJ were to lose to Usyk, I still think AJ versus Wilder is a big fight. I really do. Quickly reading out the super chats here, peeps. William Jones says, will AJ be ringside tomorrow night? I doubt it. I doubt it very, very much. I just can't see it happening. What's the point? I mean, yes, look, they said Usyk might be there, which I doubt as well. I think Usyk's in Poland training, so I doubt it. Ashai Super Chat says, Ade, thoughts on Alan Brazil versus Chisora? Bit silly. If you don't know what he's talking about, Derek Chisora was in the studio with Alan Brazil. Alan Brazil, former footballer, presenter at Talk Sport, and they were going back and forth a little bit. Yeah. There he is. Hey, he's back, ladies and gentlemen. He's back. CLB. Fight not happening, sitting in my sniper hole. Remember CLB? Look, credit to CLB. He's come out. He did say the fight ain't going to happen. Tyson, he said so many things. I rate you for coming out. He said, fight ain't happening. And then when the fight was going to happen, he said, fight definitely ain't happening in the UK because Tyson Fury's got a top-ranked ESPN deal. And now all of a sudden, fight's happening in the UK, 94,000 people, and it is happening. But credit for you to coming back out. Credit, I respect you. I respect you. Ashai says, how can't Gareth Davis pronounce Oladipo? So easy to say. I don't even know. I have no idea how he gets that wrong all the time. So many little super chats that I didn't realize had come in. Apologies. Let me quickly read them all. Andy Kenyon, thank you very much, says, Time Fury's shocking resume was highlighted more. It's a shocking resume when you think about it, guys. Especially if we're talking about the greatest of all time that he considers himself. He needs more. Super chat here from CRB says, Whyte didn't get his shot because he refused to fight Pulev away. Good shout. That did happen, by the way. Refused to fight Ortiz, turned down AJ fight, failed drug test, and got knocked out by Povetkin. There's a couple of good points in there. He's very right. Dillian Whyte did refuse to fight Pulev. So did, I think, Luis Ortiz. And then it got to the point where it went down to Hughie Fury. Remember, Hughie Fury went and fought Pulev. I don't know about the refuse to fight Ortiz one. I'm not quite sure about that, if that's any true. Obviously, we know he's true. He turned down the AJ fight. You guys remember that? When it looked like AJ was going to fight Wilder and that all fell through, then There was a date at Wembley, didn't happen. Failed the drug test. Yeah, all these things are true and got knocked out by Povetkin. All these things, for once, CRB is talking some sense. It does happen with CRB from time to time. All right, let's get back into order. Good fight now on the zone on the Italian card. Christopher, don't try and come and steal my viewers to go to the zone. Guys, stick with me. You can watch it on the zone app later. John Foy says Fury is going to jab his head off. Yeah, possibly. Adam Hughes says if White wins, Joshua won't fight Usyk. Joshua Usyk's pretty much done. It's done. Joshua is 100% fighting Usyk. That's done. That's probably going to happen in July. Don't worry about that. Atish Shah says Dillian Whyte smart, swapped caps to check range and duck to check how close he can get to the body. I like what you're saying. Quite smart that is. That's pretty smart. David E says Tyson might be one of my favorite fighters ever, but I have an emotional connection with Dillian. Like he's too down to earth compared to all these other media trained boxers. And I hope he gets the KO. Yeah, I do love Dillian's just there is no PR with Dillian. Like, he's not trying to be anything apart from himself. And I love that about him. Now that might affect his money. Like Dillian Whyte's never gonna get the sponsorship deals that an AJ's got, is he? He's never gonna get that, but he don't care. And I respect that. Dillian Whyte is a proper man's man, isn't he? Says what he wants, no filter whatsoever. I don't mind that at all. The Lost Soul says, even that I hope you're doing well. I am well. Thank you very much. Rowan Perry says, I think Dillian's body work will be the way he wins. Slow down them legs, then catch him to the head. It's going to be key. I do think that's key for Dillian. His body work. I mean, he doesn't have, as much as Dillian Whyte's called the body snatcher, Dillian Whyte doesn't have like this highlight reel body knockouts or anything like that, but he does need to look at Tyson Fury's body, and that needs to be where he has to go. I mean, it's easier said than done, but go and watch Errol Spence's work against Ugas. You need to dig to that body and slow those legs down. Slow them down. If you don't, then it's a long night. He needs to go and watch the way Ugas's legs slowed down when Spence went to the body. Oh, even when Murata went to the body with GGG, unfortunately, it didn't work for Murata, but that you need a sustained body work. You do. Sammy Pavley says, I loved you sticking up for AJ. It's like people think he lost to the best fighter on the planet, but also he's crap because he lost. Double standards. That's it. Like, whether or not people like AJ, my thing's always been he lost to Usyk. Like, Usyk ain't no joke. He ain't no joke, man. That guy good. Usyk is so good. Do you know how good Usyk is? Because everyone thinks Usyk's going to be AJ the second time round. It's not like Ruiz where everyone was like, you know what? AJ will get to him this time. Usyk, everyone thinks Usyk's going to win. Usyk's a very good boxer, man. Very, very good boxer. Nick Mundy says, is this the worst pay-per-view undercard ever? Yes. Yeah, like, it's not even close. It is the worst ever. Andrew, Fury being nice to White is like what Ruiz did to AJ. No, I actually think it's what AJ did to Ruiz the first time when AJ gave Ruiz his belts and all that kind of stuff. I think it's that. What's this one? Ade Ola, what's good? Nothing much, my man. Just here, just doing this, doing this. Stephen Toll says, yo, Ade, my brother from another mother. White KO, round 5. I can't wait till, honestly, I can't wait till tomorrow. I can't. He will get Tyson when White is still fresh. I can't wait. Michael Buford. Davis is an AJ hater and a Fury fanboy. Yeah, he's more Fury fanboy than I am AJ fanboy. It's true. Uncle T Boxing says, have you got a guest for tomorrow? Let's team up. I do have a guest, a very special guest as well. Sorry, Uncle T. I need to plan that a bit better. Chris One says, undercard is truly special at being bad. It's the worst undercard ever. And this is no disrespect to the fighters. Congratulations to all of them that are there, but it ain't great, is it? It ain't great. Christopher Klaus has got COVID. Guys, let's all pray for Christopher. Jade Skinner says, who do you think's going to win the first? Also, what round? Jade, if you're asking me who do I think is going to win the fight, I think that's what you're supposed to type, right? I'm going for Tyson Fury to win, either corner stoppage or the ref stops it 10-11. I think he'll get the job done. Jordan Brennan says, Big Uncle Ade. Geez, you're making me feel old. What's happening? Not much, apart from feeling old. In Podium, good evening, Ade. Can't stay, but have a good one. Thanks for passing through in Podium. Really appreciate it. There's a lot of questions coming in, boy. John Foy says, Fury knows Whyte is a complete roadman and had 100 brothers from Brixton with him there. There was no way Fury was going to want that smoke. I'm telling you now, I'm guessing John was there because I was there. There was at least hundreds, a bit much. It wasn't 100, but it was loads. There was right by the corner of the weigh-in side. I went round there and it almost felt like old school carnival days where you feel like this could kick off. I don't know if you guys ever went carnival. It felt like it could kick off. There was about 60 guys, and all 60 looked like they had just come out of the pen. All 60. Not joke. No joke. What we got here? Charles Lynch. Thanks, Doc. Please, peace and blessings. I was living in Riyadh when you asked for subscribers to host you for the Andy Ruiz rematch. Jeez, we're getting there. We progressed somewhat, but thank you. Those are kind of messages that remind me to just keep myself humble. What else have we got? Just quickly. Andrew, has AJ lost his hunger? I feel like he leaves so much in the gym and it's taken a lot out of him. I hope not. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Big up Ade. Thank you very much. Ryan Graham says 30,000 subscribers just around the corner. Congrats, Ade, doing great things. Yeah, guys, we are very, very close. If you haven't subscribed, please do, because we are very close to 30,000. I say that, yeah, we get to 30,000. And then what? And then what? You have to 50? 50. I don't know how people like. I really respect people that get to like 50 and 100 and a million. Fucking hell. Like, didn't Coog and Cassius get like 1 billion views or announce like 1 billion? It's mad. That's mad. Mr. M 1480 says, good to see you on the zone last Saturday, Ade. Thank you very much, man. Thank you. Still a bit crazy, all this the zone shit. I can't lie. 6 Lax says, Ade, I respect you back in AJ when Gareth was talking shit as per usual. Gotta back my boy. Gotta back my boy AJ, man. Gotta back him. Major K Dot says the argument was a bit bizarre. AJ defeated better opposition and handled the younger Povetkin, not to mention White. Yeah. Like Gareth said to me, yeah, but Dillian Whyte nearly knocked AJ out. I said, yeah, but AJ won the fight. And if I remember correctly, AJ knocked out Dillian Whyte. I don't know. Look, I hope they fight again. It'll be a good fight. It will be a good fight. Ade, I feel an upset is going to happen in this fight. A lot of people are calling this, you know. A lot of people are saying an upset could happen, you know. Jeez. John C. Wall says, nostalgia aside, how do fighters of the past cope with the skill and just physical size of Fury? I'm not even a Fury fan, just can't see how he's beat. You know what? I know what you mean. I do know what you mean. Like, Fury's a giant. Like, he's a giant. You know, like someone like George Foreman was considered big for his time. George Foreman was probably 6'3", 6'4". What was he? 16 stone. 16 stone and a bit. Tyson Fury, 6'9", and he is 6'9". People say he's not. He is. I've seen him. He is 6'9", and sometimes fights around 19.5 stone and moves like he's about 3 stone lighter than that. He's a problem for any heavyweight. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that he beats this heavyweight on that heavyweight, because it's disrespectful to those heavyweights of the past, because they're very, very good. And I think that they had more competition and were better boxers than what there is today. But Fury is a problem for any heavyweight. It's a size thing. That's all it is. It's a size thing and a skill thing, but mainly a size thing. He's just too big. He's just too big. He's massive. He's massive. Boxing, pound for pound, Jack says, big up Ade. Roadman will be weeping tomorrow as White gets carried away on the stretcher. Ouch. I hope he doesn't get carried away on a stretcher. I hope, you know, if he loses, but I don't want to see a stretcher. FYCK off. So Big John Fury's Iceland pork chops. Oh. Frederick says, good evening, Ade. My brother, all the blessings from Ukraine. Hey, Frederick, good evening, my man. Hopefully you're okay out there, dude. Look, sad times. And you know, the thing is as well, Frederick, it's weird that it's almost not many people are talking about it as they should be. Like 2 weeks ago, everyone's talking about the situation in Ukraine, and it's still going on in Ukraine, but people seem to just, we're like in this day and age, we move on to the next thing. But prayers up for you, Frederick. Everyone, please just, wish Frederick safety in Ukraine, because tough times right now, tough times. But thank you for watching this still, Frederick. I really appreciate it, bro. Sammy Pavley says, I'm actually sold now on a Whyte win. I originally thought Tyson late, but fuck it. I'm going with Dillian Whyte, stopping him in round 8. I can't wait for this one. I can't wait. Dillian can't win, says this one. Who's that? Ivan Corkum. Christopher Klaus says, could it be that Tyson retires because of the MTK scandal? Good shout. There's something in that, I think. Well, no, I just think look, he's won every single belt you can win. He's made millions, if not in his bank account, 100 million. He's wrote books. He's been in the WWE. He's okay. He's okay with life right now. So you never know. As a P says, Ade, have you squashed your beef with Gareth? I don't understand why Gareth got so defensive. Talks about everyone allowing their own opinion, but it was like he's right. Nobody else is. Yeah, Gareth's a bit like that, but he's okay. He's all right. We're cool. We kind of handshaked after. We're good. KK the Adventure says, even Ade, stylistically, does the Fury Whyte fight remind you of any past fight in history? No, because there isn't much like, the only fight I can compare it to, there isn't much like Tyson Fury. There isn't there isn't anyone. I guess the only person you can compare Tyson Fury to is Tyson Fury. And the only person I can compare Dillian Whyte to is maybe Chisora when he fought Tyson Fury the second time round. There wasn't as many miles on the clock with Chisora back then, if you guys remember. And Chisora just got beaten up, like really beaten up. Tyson Fury was so good. And I'm thinking Tyson Fury was around the weight he is now then. So we might get that. We might get a very, very good Tyson Fury performance. Yeah, we could. Stuart _89 says, hey, Ade, will Fury still carry the same punch power he did against Wilder 2 and 3, even though he's lighter? Yeah, he will. He will. You say he's lighter, he's still 18 stone 10. Dude, you know what I mean? He's still the heaviest heavyweight out there. So although you're right, he is a bit lighter. I say a bit, he's quite a lot lighter. He's still so big. So I think he will carry that power. Guys, there are so many questions. Jesus, I didn't realize there'll be this many. I didn't realize this many of you would be on. I thought most of you would be out. The weather, having a drink. Obviously not. Cy H says, Ade, do you see any issues with Whyte getting paid if the fight does not hit the pay-per-view numbers Warren is hoping for? No, I don't. Pay the man. Yes, it's his job to promote, but there's also a promotional team that every broadcaster has, and it's their job to promote as well. Dillian Whyte's job is to fight. Like, Dillian Whyte's job is to go in there and perform for us. And he's going to do that. And that's what he's getting paid for. He's not getting paid to promote. He's getting paid to fight. And we all know that Dillian Whyte will fight and he'll do his best. So I have no problem with him getting that money. He deserves it. CRB saying, Fury Whyte is going to doing 50,000 buys on ESPN, man. Shake my head. Yeah, probably. I don't think they're even taking that as a thing. But bear in mind, though, with the price it is in the US, 50,000 buys on ESPN is the equivalent to 3 times that in the UK. So it's another 150,000 because the price is so much more. Remember, I think it's like, isn't it like $60 or $70 in the US? I stand to be corrected if that's the case, but I thought it was around that. So that's not actually that bad. William Austin, super chat again. Appreciate everyone for these appreciate everyone for all the questions. Thank you so much. Think Usyk underperformed versus Derek to get the AJ fight. I don't think so. I think Derek's just his style is a bit of a problem for Usyk. Like, Derek puts it on you, and I don't think Usyk's got the power to hurt him. So I think that's why Derek's performance maybe looked a bit better than we thought. So it made Usyk not look so good, but I think that's just Derek's style. Another super chat here from CN. Thank you very much. Says, a lot of retirement talk from Fury. Never a good sign, combined with the fact he's not been able to use mind games. I actually said this to Frank Warren. I said, we always hear that when fighters have 1 foot out, that's a problem. Like, why won't it be a problem for Tyson Fury? And he couldn't really answer the question. So yeah, look, maybe Maybe. So you've got all the retirement talk. He's not been able to play mind games. You've got all this Kinahan situation that's no doubt is affecting him behind the scenes. He doesn't know what's going on. So there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, and you never know. Look, this is heavyweight boxing. You never know. All right, let's get back to where we were. The questions. Let me see if I can. I don't know where I am. So many. Sorry guys, we're just trying to see if I can find where I was. So many questions. I don't want to miss anyone that came in first. I want to keep it in order. Okay, I think we are here. Matt says White, Chisora, Fury, they all mates, find it a bit cringe. Why? I mean, these guys have known each other for years. They've all sparred each other. They've been in each other's camps. They see each other at events. They can't all hate each other, but they will get in there and fight. I don't know. Like we shouldn't mind them getting on. Like if that affected how they fought, then okay, but it doesn't. They still go in there and try and kill each other. Do you think Dillian Whyte, because he's somehow pally with Tyson Fury, isn't going to go in there and try and take Tyson Fury's head off? If you think that, then I understand, but that's not going to be it. Paul PJ says, good TalkSport debate. Gareth A. Davis likes the headlines. Right, my favorite fighter, but AJ Defo beats him. Stars make fights. Oh, like White, apologies. Yeah, stars make fights. AJ beats White. I'm sorry, he does. Mike Tyson fight on the plane was the best fight this year. I didn't realize it was real, and it is. Now, don't get me wrong, the guy clearly provoked Mike Tyson, but I mean, Tyson looked like he was trying to land about 20 right hands. I mean, that guy has just hit the jackpot. He's going to get paid. Mike Tyson will have to pay out that guy some money, which is wrong, but also right. If you're Mike Tyson, you can't be smacking people like that. You can't be. I mean, you could easily ask the steward to, move the person or something. I don't know. You can't be throwing right hands like that. Mike Tyson. I mean, those hands are like bloody fucking loaded weapons, aren't they? Will Duggan says, even that, why are the people at TalkSport so reluctant to talk about anything Daniel Kinahan related? That's interesting because look, I understand why people say that. Like normally Simon Jordan jumps on it, and Jim White would ask him a question. Who else is there really? I know Adam Cattrall has done his own. He's definitely spoken about it, but that's on his own platform, Fight Disciples. Has Gareth A. Davis spoken about? I asked Gareth about it on Fight Night Extra, and he answered a few things. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. It's a bit annoying because obviously, look, TalkSport have the people that you'd want to speak about it. Like Simon Jordan's very good on things like this, but even he's wanted to stay away from it. So yeah, make up your own thoughts on that one, man. Make up your own thoughts, people. DC, brilliant channel where they keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Thank you. Leader Ball Guy said it once and I'll say it again. White only looks good against fighters who stand in front of him and trade. Yeah, true. That is true. White will never get that 7.5 million. He will. White will get the money. Come on, stop that. He will get the money. This isn't Frank Warren 10, 15 years ago. He'll get the money. Huffing and puffing. Hey, Ade, you're the most honest talking pundit. I'm putting my money on Dillian Whyte. Hope he can win. Come on, Dillian. Thank you for that. I really, when you say honest talking, but I really appreciate that because, I do get, and this is, I'm gonna, a bit sad stories here because I do stuff for the zone now. I don't want people to say, like, I've seen the messages, things like, Ade's at the zone, this and the zone that, and I'm like, I try and be as honest as possible. Obviously, it's difficult because I do work for the zone, but I try and be honest, man. The last thing I want, and I've built it over the years, the last thing I then want is for it to be, no, Ade now works for the zone, or Ade does stuff for TalkSport, Ade does this, so he's not going to be, like, I can't be as brutal as I used to be. Like, if you guys remember me before, I used to be brutal. I can't do that anymore because I now see the fighters and I've got to speak to them. I've got to interview them. And I never want to be in a situation where the fighter refuses to speak to me because I've said something. So I've got to be a bit more respectful, but I do try and keep it fair across the board. I think so anyway. What's this one? Ade, make sure you retweet me after the fight. Got something special for you. Base the kid, the hardcore casual. You know I'm going to be on that then. On that one. Ryan Hutchinson says, all right, Ade, are we getting any more behind the scenes stuff? Yes. Ryan, thank you, because I am going to do a behind the scenes video, because I might do some videos out in America when I'm there, but I'm going to do more behind the scenes stuff that you won't see anywhere. Actually, we see it on Matchroom's YouTube channel, but it's going to be from my perspective. So yeah, we are going to get behind the scenes stuff for the Katie Taylor card and the Canelo card. Yeah. So yeah, I like that fight camp behind the scenes stuff I did. Ad Dub says, do you still watch Hatman? Yeah, Hatman's the best in the business. Hatman's the best in the business for me. I mean, there's some good channels, loads of good channels coming up. Punch Perfect, I think, is fantastic. Broken Nose Boxing is very good. Chris Andre, very good. So I try and watch as many as I can. Undefeated podcast guys are very good. It's difficult to watch as many as I used to, but I always will watch Hatman videos. I think Hatman's the best. So if you do watch and you know him, tell him I said that. The Ade says, dude, you're the best. Jake Bryce says, if anyone seriously can't afford to buy it and is a serious fan, I'll PayPal someone the money. Jeez, there you go. Look at Jakey boy. That's very nice of him. There was a few people on this a bit earlier said that they can't afford to buy it. And Jake said, look, if anyone seriously can't afford to buy it and is a serious fan, I'll PayPal someone the money. That's very, very nice. Very nice of him. Captain Mattis 1985 says, Ade, how much of an effect will Harold the Shadow Knight have in Dillian Whyte's corner? Good shout, because obviously Harold Knight, I don't know if you guys know this, but he's a student as well of Emmanuel Stewart. Obviously Sugar Hill Stewart is as well. So Harold Knight's a very, very good trainer. Have I seen enough from Dillian Whyte to show that Dillian Whyte's learning from him yet? Not quite sure, but he's a good trainer. He's a very good trainer. Boxing Pound for Pound Jack says, will all the roadmen supporting White give Fury his dues if he beats White? Yeah, of course they will. Of course they will. Like, when it's all said and done, once it's a fight, isn't it? And the best man wins. I think everyone gets their respect. Brown Bomber 357 said, Ade, what's up, bro? Loving the content and seeing your progression. I'm giving a bigger chance to Dillian than most, but still have Fury slightly edging it. I think Fury's going to have on his running shoes. He's light for a reason. He's light for a reason. Ash I says, BT aren't promoting anything better. It's just the fight is 10,000 times bigger than his other fights. Yeah, look, BT's promotion, they need to look at it. Poor. Really poor. Really. I mean, especially when they've got people like Adam Cattrall and Nick Pete. Obviously, they do their stuff for UFC on BT Sports. There's so much you could have done. There's got Carl Frampton, you've got David Hay. There's a lot of people, big names that they could have used to really go for this, and we haven't seen much. 2 seconds. Ellis Smith says, Ade, where is Rob Tebbett, Boxing Social? Well, look, he's no longer with Boxing Social. I think we all know that by now. He left Boxing Social. Me and Rob spoke a few weeks ago. He's getting ready to do his own thing. Rob's coming back with his own thing, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Jake Parsons says, can you put the link in so people can come on the channel? What do you mean by that, dude? Let me know what you mean. Do you mean the link for this channel? I'm sure you don't mean that, but let me know if that's what you mean. 2 secs. Just got a quick message. Okay. By the way, do you want to know what that message is? That message is from my agent, and they're asking me that. This is so random, but they're telling me that they want me to do something with JJ Okocha tomorrow. So a bit of football. JJ Okocha, do you guys all remember him? Bolton Wanderers, Nigerian legend, JJ Okocha. All right, guys, I have got 7 more minutes. 7 minutes. Let's see how many we can get through in 7 minutes. Sam Barnes says, Ade, do you think the collapse of MTK will end up affecting the progress of boxing in the UK? No, I don't think it will at all, if I'm honest with you. I think a lot of those MTK fighters, like the Sonny Edwards types, etc., will just go either with Queensbury or with Matchroom. or with Sky, with Boxer. So there's still 3 good options. Obviously, like MTK Global were doing their thing, and I know the matchmaker Leeton, I know him quite well. But a lot of those fighters now have options. Channel 5 is still doing their boxing. So you got Wasserman doing it over there. You've got Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, DAZN. You've got Queensbury. You've got Sky. So, no, I don't think it will. Mac1 says, Ade, love the debate you had with Gareth on TalkSport. Thank you very much. Guys, get your questions in. We literally got 5 minutes to go. I got to shoot because I got to prepare for this JJ Akacha thing I've been talked about. Gene Anthony Perrett says, what do you think happens with some of the heavyweight backlog? Joyce, Park, Ruiz, Hergovich, who gets the next shot? Well, Joe Joyce is going to fight Joseph Parker. That fight looks like it's very, very close to being signing. Ruiz is fighting Luis Ortiz. Hergovich is fighting on the Canelo Dimitri Bivol card. With regards to who gets the next shot, I don't know. It's interesting, isn't it? Because right now it does look like there's AJ Usyk and the winner of that fight. That's why I think it will be very, very interesting if Dillian Whyte wins, because then anyone can get the shot. Dillian Whyte then literally is a free agent. There won't be a mandatory put on him straight away. He literally can call out a voluntary and he can pick any of these guys. So boxing almost needs Dillian Whyte to win because Dillian Whyte will do whatever he wants. I think we know what he's like as well. What we got here? Ash Iyer says, hey, Bellew 1 build-up was insane. Probably the best pay-per-view build-up in UK history. Agreed. It was insane. Again, you've got 2 people that just are like a promoter's dream. David Haye, promoter's dream, always has been. Tony Bellew, a promoter's dream. And then you got Eddie Hearn in the middle. You got Adam Smith there as well. Fantastic. You can't beat it. You can't. This is interesting, and I don't know the answer to this, but it's an interesting question. Do you know how many subscribers DAZN has? Any clues? 6 figures plus? No idea. No idea. It must be millions. It must be millions. I mean, remember, it isn't just boxing, it is football as well in certain countries. So it must be millions. Ashai says, attendance will be fine. Pay-per-view numbers won't do well in the UK or the US. Don't know about that. I think the pay-per-view numbers will do very well in the UK. I mean, depends what you class as well. I think the pay-per-view numbers will get anywhere between 600,000 to 700,000, $25 a pop, a £25 a pop. Sorry, very, very good. Is it going to do the million they thought? Nope, but it'll do well. Ashley Finch says, even that Brentford are staying. What happened to the levels and them going straight back down where they belong? Waited all season to say that. Brentford are staying. Congratulations to Brentford. Congratulations to Thomas Frank. Yeah, look, I think it does coincide a bit with getting Christian Eriksen, which you've got to respect. I mean, well done for Brentford giving him an opportunity where a lot of teams didn't. I think Eriksen's performances have then made Ivan Toney look a lot better as well. So, yeah, congratulations to Brentford. Big game for them tomorrow against Tottenham. Big game for Tottenham, obviously, as they look for top 4. Leo Williams says, gloves are off, is absolute class. I'm still hoping for AJ Miller one. I don't know why they've not released AJ Miller. What is this one? DAZN has 50,000 subscribers. It doesn't have that little. Come on. 50. Come on, dude. No. It has a lot more than that. All right, guys, literally 2 minutes. It's going to be impossible. 2 secs. What's this one? Adam Beanie Smith says, Eddie couldn't have done better because it would have been on DAZN. Eddie's got his own machine. I think this is what people don't understand. Obviously, look, DAZN are there, and they've got their own media team as well, and they do loads of stuff with Ak and Barack and me and Tony and Andon Cattrall and Nick Pete, and even Gareth A. Davis does sometimes. But then Matchroom have their own like YouTube platform, which I think's got around 400,000 subscribers, and they chuck loads of content on there. So look, it still isn't anything compared to the Sky Sports machine, but it's something. BT didn't have anything. BT's promo for this wasn't great, but again, we're so close to the fight right now. I don't really care. Again, none of that money goes in my pocket. None of it. So yeah, interesting. Oh, is this true? Teddy Atlas predicts Dillian Whyte to win this fight. Man, a lot of people are going Dillian Whyte. Jesus Christ. All right, let's quickly read this one out. Daniel Hadlow, thank you, Daniel, for your question. Says, hey, Ade, 2 points. By the looks of the open workout, Fury looks to be getting in southpaw, which I believe will cause problems as well. Landing a left hook on a much taller guy and then a southpaw is hard. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Look, I think Tyson Fury is showing that he can do everything. And when he went southpaw, like when some people switch hit, it looks off. It looks like, oh, what are you doing? Like you're confusing yourself. Tyson Fury is such a natural boxer. Him going southpaw just looks so natural. It looks so natural and so effective. So if he will start orthodox, there's no two ways about it. But if the going gets tough and Dillian Whyte is landing that left hook, then he will just switch to southpaw. And obviously, like you say, that causes more problems for Dillian Whyte. Mario Jones says, how much percentage would you give AJ versus Fury? Right now, 70-30 Fury. I think that's, am I being fair on someone? I don't know, but I think 70-30 Fury. Adam Beanie Smith says, Fury beats Whyte and AJ without getting out of first gear. Stop it. Stop your nonsense getting out. Right, last one. Sorry, guys and girls. I know there's so many more questions in there. I do apologize. But last one. Fight. Oh, actually, no, let's read that one out quickly first. Like the video, people. 468, only 64 likes. Come on. Like the video as you leave the building. Fight Talk TV says, evening, they just got back from training. Anyone mention the catch counter from Whyte yet? Yes, they have. Fury literally leaves every right hand out long after throwing it. Watch any pad video of fight footage. Yeah, a lot of people, well, not people haven't mentioned the catch counter, but people have mentioned the fact that Whyte does like that catch counter. And it could be key. Whyte's got a great chance of winning. But guys, that is it from me. I wanted to do this just to kind of, get myself ready for tomorrow. We are going to go for about 3 hours tomorrow. We start at 8 o'clock, the live watch along. The ring walk's 10 o'clock. The fight will probably go on to just past 11. So it's another long one tomorrow, but I really look forward to this live. It's a fight I didn't think would happen. It is now happening. It's going to be great. Make sure you tune in, please. The 457 of you that are left, if you haven't subscribed, please do. We're only 100 or so subscribers away from 30,000. I do want to get to that mark. I don't know why it doesn't change much, does it? It doesn't affect my life, but I'd like to get to it. So please like and share the videos, hit that subscribe button. But more importantly, we shall see you tomorrow for the live. I think the biggest live we've ever done on this channel tomorrow at 8 p.m. Peace and love, people.